Every modern application relies on load balancing to maintain high availability, absorb faults, and scale resources the moment demand spikes. For developers on AWS, the difficulty lies in the choice between three distinct elastic load balancers: application, network, and gateway. Because their features often overlap, picking the right one isn't always intuitive. The stakes are high. A mismatched load balancer leads to security gaps, architectural bottlenecks, or a monthly bill that scales far faster than your actual traffic. This diagram maps the decision path. To find the right fit, you have to look at the specific network layer where your traffic operates. These buckets represent the different layers of the OSI model: Layer 3, Layer 4, and Layer 7. Ultimately, your choice determines where the intelligence of your application lives, whether it's handled automatically at the gateway or hard-coded into your backend servers. The Application Load Balancer, or ALB, is designed specifically for Layer 7, the application layer. It is built to natively understand the content of web traffic, specifically HTTP, HTTPS, and gRPC. This matrix shows the resulting capabilities. By offloading path-based routing and SSL termination to the ALB, you can keep your backend microservice code much leaner. It can even handle user authentication through OIDC or Amazon Cognito, verifying requests before they ever reach your compute resources. There is a performance cost to this level of insight. Inspecting HTTP payloads and evaluating complex rules adds a fractional but measurable amount of latency. Pricing is also a factor. ALB costs scale based on load balancer capacity units, or LCUs, which increase based on the number of rules the load balancer has to evaluate for every request. The ALB functions as a traffic director, trading raw speed for deep, application-aware intelligence. The Network Load Balancer, or NLB, operates lower down the stack at Layer 4, the transport layer. It uses a high-efficiency flow hash algorithm to route raw TCP, UDP, and TLS traffic without looking at the application data inside. This lack of inspection allows the NLB to maintain ultra-low latency while handling millions of requests per second and absorbing sudden, massive traffic spikes. Our matrix highlights a key requirement. The NLB provides a static IP address for each availability zone, mandatory for clients whitelisting your service. However, the NLB does not understand HTTP or HTTPS and cannot see request paths or headers. If your application requires sticky sessions or path-based redirects, you cannot rely on the load balancer to handle them. You'll have to build and manage that logic yourself on your backend servers. The NLB is a speed demon, prioritizing absolute throughput and network stability over application awareness. The Gateway Load Balancer, or GLB, works across layers 3 and 4 to manage IP-based routing across VPC boundaries. As shown in the matrix, its primary job is distributing traffic to fleets of third-party virtual appliances, such as firewalls and intrusion detection systems. The GLB does not terminate connections or act as a proxy. It functions as a transparent, inline checkpoint for traffic moving through your network. This makes it a specialized tool for security and network administrators, rather than a general-purpose tool for application delivery. In complex enterprise environments, requirements can conflict. You might need an NLB's static IPs for firewalls, while still requiring the ALB to route traffic based on HTTP headers. This diagram shows a hybrid solution, registering an application load balancer as a direct target of a network load balancer. This configuration gives you static IPs at the edge, while maintaining advanced Layer 7 request manipulation. The trade-off is a significant increase in architectural complexity. There is also a direct cost implication. You are effectively paying for the capacity units of 2 separate load balancers for every request. The hybrid approach is a powerful compromise, but it is also the most expensive way to architect your traffic flow. This flowchart summarizes the decision process. The right choice depends on your specific protocol and the needs of your engineering team. For standard web applications and microservices running on HTTP, HTTPS, or gRPC, the ALB is the standard choice. The managed features like redirects and container-native routing are worth the fractional increase in latency. If your workload involves raw TCP or UDP, like gaming or IoT, or if you strictly require a static IP for whitelisting, choose the NLB. If you are managing a fleet of security appliances or virtual firewalls, the GLB is your primary tool. Before you decide, consider this scorecard regarding performance versus real-world utility. It is tempting to use an NLB for a standard web app just because benchmarks show it is faster. But in doing so, you trade away AWS's managed features for a manual, DIY routing architecture. Let your specific architecture and network layer dictate the tool you use, not the raw benchmark.